So I didn't get to answer all of my questions the other day on my Instagram, where I usually ask a question, and of course people chime in sometimes, but not all the time. It's just like I got a lot of passengers there who look and observe and don't really participate, except for a few. To those few who do participate on a regular basis, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Seriously, I do. I guess there's nothing wrong with watching. I think more or less people just want to watch to see who participates. And there was one I didn't get a chance to ask. One of my homegirls. I get to see who asks all the questions. So when people ask something, I see who it is. Hold on a second. Damn, mouth is getting dry. Sorry. So yeah, this is drive time. I'm out and about. This is Big Daddy coming at you for the Big Daddy Forever podcast. Again, I was saying, someone asked me a question, I didn't get a chance to answer it. And if I would have answered it, I'm not gonna lie, folks, I think that answer would have been about maybe 20 responses back, or maybe a few short video clips. Either way, she let me know, you didn't answer it. That's not fair. Yes, ma'am, I will answer it. So here we are. We're doing the podcast about it. And her question was, how is Philip different from Philip 10 years ago? Man, folks, that is the question of a lifetime right there for me. Where's Philip now as opposed to Philip 10 years ago? Well, I think I'm a lot better off than I was 10 years ago. No lie. During that time, 2015, I was 43. And when I think about it right now, it's like, oof, wow, where did the time go? Because I'm back here in Flagstaff. I left Flagstaff during that time, okay? Well, during that whole year, my son was trying to figure things out, and I was trying to help him. I quit my job from the hospital because a so-called friend said, won't you move to Hawaii, start fresh, and we can eventually get your son over here. Okay, cool, thank you. That completely fell through. 36 damn hours before I was supposed to go to Hawaii, this so-called friend says, I don't think it's going to work out. I haven't told this person. I haven't told this person. I don't know what the hell's going on. I had completely upended my life. Okay? My only response to that person was, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll think of something. I have not talked to this person since, and I don't fucking care to talk to that person. She's tried, but motherfuck her. Went to Kirkwood. Signed up for something. Well, Kirkwood was where another so-called friend lived. Couldn't find out she just wanted a damn slave just to take over her bullshit so she can go do her damn thing. Which, hey, you know what? That's fine. We all got to move on from shit. We all got to try different things out that we have to see what works for us. So, went there. Stuff wasn't going exactly according to this plan. I came back from Kirkwood, even though that was a good experience. I went to Kirkwood because I wanted to break away and move away from what was normal for me. And up there in Northern California, around that area, I ain't gonna lie, it was a very nice place. There was some very good small little towns around there. They call them villes, like Merkleyville and Placerville and a few other villes, man. They were little nice. They were nice spots. Tried that out. Didn't work. Came back home. Anthony was not like in the best spot for growth. Came back and he pretty much said, Dad, you know what? I'm gonna go on my hippie excursion I've been wanting to do for a long time. I said, okay, son, go for it. You go on your excursion. So he left. I had empty nest. There you go, empty nest syndrome. And I just started doing whatever I could to keep myself occupied, because when you're a single dad And that's all you know for ages, when your purpose for literally during that time, for being alive, for being who you are, when that disappears, I think a lot of folks, the shit is hard. Other single dads I talked to, when they got the empty nest, they were the same way. They're like, man, what do we do? How do we move? How do we live? So that became my existence for the next almost couple of years. Aside from, man whoring. I'm calling it what it is. I'm calling it what it is. Man whoring. I was man whoring with other whores out there. Okay? They had boyfriends. They had husbands, and we were all, I guess, in the lonely spot. We wanted something what we wanted, and yeah, we were whoring it up with each other. That's just the best way to damn put it. So during said whoring sessions, I come to realize that, is this really what I want to? Is this something that is going to be my goddamn existence? I had just come off a long distance relationship during 2015 when I was moving to California, and that really went no goddamn where. It was just almost a waste of both of our. It was a waste of both of our time. It felt like after a while, to be completely honest. It was almost like a 5-year long distance relationship thing that I think that went on 4 years, too much longer than it should have been. I dabbled in poetry. I was over writing stories off and on. I still have my blog post where all my stories are at. And I was like, I'm gonna be a writer, because writing has always been in my blood. Being creative has always just been I always felt was just my damn passion and calling. But I would get sidetracked with different things here and there, and during that time I was really looking for a lot of validation. I was looking for, I guess, family to say, hey, you know what, you got this. But I always was reminded deep in the back of my head from my grandma that, your family's not going to be your best supporters, mijo. They want you to do what they feel is in their best interest, not yours. And that's always hit home, even to this day, because I've learned, and during this whole time, this 10 years, I've learned how to be my biggest cheerleader. I've had to learn to realize that not everyone's going to be there in a capacity that's good for me, even though I'm there in a capacity that I feel is good for them. And that's just cheering them on. Hey, you got this. You can do this. Come on. Pick your head up. Don't drag your damn head. Dogs do that. Pick your head up. I don't always get the same in return. During this time, I was working at different gas stations after my return from Kirkwood, and I was in and out of different gas stations, different side jobs and everything, trying to live the American dream. And during this time, this is where me and Kyle did formed the podcast. More his idea. He was like, hey man, this is what they're doing nowadays. This is the next big thing. Even though podcasting had been in for a couple years, it was really starting to gain traction. So, okay, cool. We started a social event, and we did that for a number of years. It had its ups, had its downs. We went our separate ways a couple of times, came back, and finally it was more me. I felt that we could be something more. I wanted to do more. I didn't want to do all the other shit that we were doing. That felt like that was, one, not getting us paid. 2, folks not taking us seriously. And 3, I just wasn't happy with it no more. So we called it quits. He does this thing now. I do mine. We're still friends, but we just do our own things now. For one, I'm happy. There's certain things in life that have to happen in order to learn certain lessons in life. And for me, that lesson during that period was stand on your own. You don't always have to have a crew with you. You don't always have to cave into what other people want. It's okay to want what you want. When the people during that time were talking about, well, yeah, I'm stingy, I'm selfish, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Hey, that's fine. But I want to work as a crew. I learned the hard way that, yeah, sometimes you got to be selfish. You got to want what you want. Excuse me 1 second, folks. Another drink. But I also learned you can still do more in a group than separate with each other. And sometimes, you do have to fly solo. You have to go out there and see what works for you as opposed to what doesn't. And there's even lessons in that. I'd say I've learned more lessons about hardship and standing back up than I ever have in my life, any period of time in my life. Those 10 years, man, I loved them. I didn't hate. There were times I was like, I hate them. I hated those damn years. No, they have been straight up learning lessons. Biggest lesson I had to learn, and I'm still learning, was after leaving home for the upteenth time, and this time I packed up everything. I got rid of my crutches, my housing. I had to leave my family because despite the fact that I may love them to death, they are also my biggest crutch. And some families know this. They really make you feel you can't succeed without their help. And my job during that time was to get as far the fuck away from Flagstaff as I could to show myself I have what it takes to stand up. I was happy. I really was. I was away from Flagstaff. I was away from everyone and everything. No fucks given. No apologies about it. I was when I was down in Prescott Valley. That was another learning lesson I'm going to get into here in a second as well, even though I've talked about it several times. But there's also some stuff I never really touched on. So being down in Prescott Valley, it got me away from not only my hoarseness, but from the horrors as well. I'm just calling it what it is, folks. I know some of y'all gonna listen to this like, ooh, I'm gonna tell her you said that. Ooh, I hope the fuck you do. And ooh, I don't care either. To all of them. Because that's exactly what we were doing at that time. We were being fucking whores. Anyway, I was away from the hoarseness. I was away from my family. I had to look at life from a different perspective. And I will say this about Prescott Valley and Prescott. Them white folks down there is fucking crazy. They are committed to their political parties, man. They are committed to they're committed to their bullshit. They want what they want. They're going to say what they're going to say. They're going to feel what they're going to feel. The blacks and Mexicans who were down there, they really kept to themselves. They were really leery of strangers. Even though I would try to talk to a lot of them, say, hi, how you doing? I'm new in town, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. I got that a lot. Oh, okay. The two brothers I met down there. How you guys doing? I'm not new in town, Philip, blah, blah. All right, man. Here's your supplies and you have a good day. Well, fuck me. Fuck me. Okay. I guess no love down here. That lesson came crashing in again from when I was a teenager. Walk alone. See what's up. Eyes open, ears open, head on the damn swivel. Met my friend down there, Morgan. We worked together at Dr. Larson's, the chiropractic spot where I was working at during that time, because I was like, you know what? I told Doc when we were living up here in Flagstaff, if you ever get big enough where you want a massage therapist, let me know. I'll move down here. And he did. He let me know. I moved down there. And it was good for a while. Not gonna lie, it was good for a while. Biggest lesson. Working for someone who's really conservative, who's a church boy, who's during that time, he was an overgrown man child just like fucking me. I'm gonna call it this. We were both overgrown man children. He was learning the ropes of running the business. He did what he could. I'll give the man credit. He did what he could with the best way he knew how. Also very telling, he had no friends of color. None. To all my white friends, you know how we are. We laugh a certain way. We joke a certain way. We live and breathe a certain way that sometimes that's off-putting to other people, but you also realize it's just how we are. Like I said, we vibe different. And if you can get us just like we can get you, hey, it's magic. It really is. It's a beautiful fucking thing when diverse cultures come together and we make music, we make money, we make all that good stuff. Dr. Larson didn't know how. He didn't know how to break down those chains. He saw it as still strictly a business transaction. Case in point, me and the girls would mess around, poke around with each other once in a while, like even during lunchtime. They would jump on me, kind of beat me up. When I go back to them, then he'd like, okay. And one day I kind of had enough of that shit. It's like the third time he did that. I said, Doc, it's very evident you have no friends of color. And he looked at me, he goes, aren't you my friend? I said, no, you tell me. I said, damn, dude, as much as we work together, as much as we've been around each other, man, I said, you just don't know black folks, Mexican folks. Yeah, you may know us, you may know some of us, but are you truly friends with us? Have you really truly sat down and know how we joke and play and stuff like that? I said, the girls are on me, beating me up, and that's fine. But the minute I turn around to defend myself, you get all in your damn feelings real quick, dude. I said, that's not cool. Well, I just don't want anything to get out of hand. Why? Because I decided to joke back and defend myself, and all of a sudden can't have fun anymore? Oh, that sucks. Wow, that's nice to know. And so I told the girls every time they would start up, no, please don't. I don't want to hear it, okay? And then one day he comes up, he goes, Phil, you can still joke around. I said, I know I can still joke around. I'm just not going to joke around up in here. I said, I kind of know my place now. Just shut up and work. That's how I feel. That started kind of the downward spiral. And the downward spiral really came when the new laws came into effect for the massage therapists. We had to get a second background check that involved Department of Homeland Security. That's when something from over 30 years ago popped up on my damn record. And I spent the better part of a year fighting to get my damn license back when it was so damn simple. A brother of all people called me up and said, Philip, I'm so sorry they're jumping you through these damn hoops. And all the people, he was a supervisor there at the massage board. He said, did you do jail time for this case? I said, I did an overnighter. He goes, no prison time, nothing like that. You did your probation, and they said that it was going to be marked down on your record. They just never did. Yes, sir. That's it. He goes, okay, that's all I need to know. He goes, you'll be receiving your reinstated license here within the next 3 days. I said, is that all it took? He goes, okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. This is the teaching moment for my fellow coworkers, especially the one that you've been working with. This is all he had to do from the get-go. You have been jumping through unnecessary hoops. He goes, if you have not been able to provide for your family, he goes, I am terribly sorry. He goes, you should not have been going through all this. This is all it took. He said, for some reason, they saw your last name and just thought that, and then you hear one of the guys back, I didn't think that shit at all. He goes, me and you going to talk later. He goes, yes, you did, because I've heard your comments. And I heard them kind of arguing in the background on the phone. I was sitting there just listening like, okay. So these some of them little prejudiced motherfuckers over there, they just saw my last name and thought, okay, yeah, he's a criminal. Kind of much like how today, with everything that's going on with this orange face fucker, he has turned Mexican last names, even Mexican people, into enemies of the United States again, somehow, some way. Not just the immigrants. He says ICE is going after immigrants. They're just going after people like me. They're not going after white folks. They're not going after anybody else. Anyone of dark skin, they're coming after. And until it jumps the fence, and I've talked about this several times, until it jumps the fence, that's when it's going to be a problem. This is something I learned down in Prescott Valley from being around all them damn Republican, conservative folks, blah, blah, blah. They would come on my damn table talking all that shit. People don't give a damn until it affects them. I learned that from podcasting as well. Hey, as long as I get my way, I don't care what you say or do. As long as it's my way, I don't give a damn what you say. Same thing with other jobs. As long as I do it my way, and if you do it my way, I don't give a damn what you say. This is where my empathy had to start kicking in from my years of life experience. So having empathy when I shouldn't have had empathy for these motherfuckers who didn't have no empathy for me. Having sympathy and trying to understand their position when they weren't having sympathy for me. That's when I started realizing, after all these years, I really don't have a game plan for my fucking life. When I lost my license, when I had to swallow my damn pride and come back to Flagstaff, because I told everybody, I'm not coming back to Flagstaff. Which I did kind of fall in love with Prescott Valley and Prescott because there were so many hiking trails around there. There were so many things to go out there and go experience and see. And one of the people I stayed with over there, Janine, that's not her real name. It's just the name of, I'm looking at a chalk drawing on the ground right now, right in front of me, while I had to come park because driving around and I couldn't concentrate. So it's just to Janine. Yeah. My friend down there, she tried to make the best of it for me. And I thank her so much for letting me stay at her house, renting a room out from her and everything and stuff like that. But she also tried to juice me for fucking money. And I was over here said, okay, can we take some money off? I give you massages for free and stuff like that. I started putting the money together, how much she was paying, how much I was paying the rent. And then here comes along the damn bills and stuff like that. I was like, you know what? You're pretty much getting massages for fucking free. And no money's being taken out of this. And yeah, fuck you too. Oh, man. I also got away from Flagstaff during that time to come work at Prescott Valley again, like I said, because I just wanted to get away from everyone and everything. I was mad. I was not only mad at myself, I was mad at people. I really was butthurt by the way some people were treating me and how they thought that they could just do whatever they want to. But whenever I spoke up, it was wrong. Okay. And that went from the podcast. That went from my family. That went from friends. That was from me just being toxic to myself. I truly had to get the fuck away. I had to create some kind of distance in order for me to breathe. Because when I was here, even though despite the fact that I was here, a lot of I do air quotes, my friends really didn't want to do anything, but they would always go do things with everybody else. And that's what made me stop and realize, okay, if we're friends, why aren't you telling me that I'm being a certain way? I'm acting a certain way. Why don't you tell me, if you're my friend, why aren't you telling me that, you're being a fucking dick, you're being an asshole, you're being toxic, you're being somehow, some way. And if you love me for my family, why aren't you saying anything? Why does it feel that you guys always have to say things to keep me guilted into not leaving? Because yes, they did, folks. Well, don't you think, I know you're going to Prescott Valley, but don't you think you should keep your house here? No, you think I should keep my house here. You think I should still be reliant on this crutch, a system. I said, you don't get it. This is my chance to finally stand up on my own. Yeah, but I just think that it would be beneficial if you just kept your house here. No, that just means that you still want control and you want it your way. You're not having it your way. And that's that. During that time I was in Prescott Valley, one person came to visit. No one else did. No one else ever came to visit. Not my family, not my friends, nobody. And it just made me realize every person is in this life for themselves. And I had to stop thinking about that for a little bit because I heard it before from somewhere. And it made me just think of it that whole time I was up there in Prescott Valley. Every person is in this life for themselves. Fuck it. I'm in this for myself. There was a time where there was a long stretch of a couple months. I didn't come to Flagstaff to come visit. If I did come to Flagstaff, it was to come to my doctor's appointment to take care of something else from DMV or somewhere else. And I was back on the road home. I didn't stop to say hi or bye or fuck you to anybody. Hell, they weren't coming to Prescott Valley to come see me. They weren't doing that shit. They were in their selfish phases. They were in their whatever phase they were in. And yeah, I'll admit now, I didn't want to fucking see him either. I was alone. I was happy. There was no one around. It felt like there was no one around to come bug me. And sitting here thinking about it now, saying it, I miss it. I miss being in my own house. I miss being away from Flagstaff. I miss being away from things I feel right now just no longer serve me. Am I moving again? Yes, I am. The deadline moved up, but I am moving again. And the lesson I've taken with me, what I've learned from last time, I'm not leaving in anger this time. I'm not leaving with bad feelings towards anyone, not my family, not my few friends I have here, not towards anyone. I'm leaving knowing that all these lessons I've learned from my medicine ceremony, from all my therapy sessions, from journaling, from looking deep within myself, from meditating, I do this for me. I feel that I'm stepping into the person I've always meant to be. And I think he's always been there. I just had to find him again. I don't mind doing my solo podcast. Everyone always asks me, are you guys getting back together? As far as I'm concerned, no. We're in two completely different spots when it comes to podcasting and stuff like that. On my end, no. You guys ever think you got work some projects? No. Because we're in two different spaces. I, for one, would not run the risk of having someone come in again on another podcast unless it was 100% beneficial and mutual between us, not my way or the highway, because now I'm the same damn way. It's my way. There's no highway. There's just my way. There's a few people I've worked with since then who I've done some off the cuff podcasts with, speak on it. I've talked with a few folks and those went very, very well. I loved them. They exploded. People loved hearing the interviews and stuff like that. I want to do more, and I am going to do more. I got a little bit of a lineup going. It's going to be fun. But at the same time, there's certain things I know I've grown from. There's certain things I don't want to go back to. There's certain things I know I need to work on still in order for me to move on. Yeah, I'm 53 years old, and people, if you think for a second you stop learning anything after a certain age, you're stupid. I said it. You're fucking stupid. We don't stop learning. We never, ever stop learning. There's always something to learn. Those people who don't want to learn, they're just stuck on themselves and they feel like, oh, I know everything. You can't teach it. Oh, you can't teach your old dog new tricks. No, well, then the dog probably just needs to be left alone and let it do its thing while the rest of us continue to grow, who want to continue to love and expand and be who we are, to live our full fucking potentials. And that's what I've learned over the last 10 damn years, is that I have growing to do. I have love in my heart that I want to share with people. I want to find a life partner. My my perceptions of love, okay, let me talk about that real quick. My perceptions of love were really fucked up for the longest time because I picked up on what a so-called how a man should behave with women from motherfuckers who were just no damn good. Were they in my family? Were they friends? Yes. Did I model their behavior for the longest time? Yes, I did, because I thought that was what you do. And I will say, yes, I would not say no damn names, and some of these motherfuckers still act the same damn way. But I also learned that everything has consequences. That is the biggest part I had to learn over the last 10 years, is that everything has a damn consequence. And I'm learning from my consequences. There's one in particular that I wish I could see this person and apologize to. Just sit back and just say, hey, you know what? On my behalf, I'm sorry for what I did. I'm just sorry for everything. I'm sorry for my hormones getting in the way. I'm sorry for me wanting what I wanted. I'm sorry for ruining and wrecking things. Yes. Consequences and actions, folks, man. I've learned that if they cheat with you, they'll cheat on you. I've learned that I had to get myself straight. I had to get whatever was eating me alive in order to have some kind of so-called like attention from women. I don't need attention from women 24/7. I don't. No, women don't need attention from men 24/7. We need to learn how to stand up on our own, be our own best versions of ourselves without relying on someone else to fill the gap. Over the last 10 years, I had to learn to fill the gaps, not with other people, places, or things, but from within. There's a lot of healing that had to happen. There's a lot of introspection that I had to just look at and just feel and just realize that, Phil, you know what? You are fucked up. You really are. You have a lot, and I mean a lot, of goddamn childhood trauma within you that just sucks. How do I fix this? Enter Laurel. 2017 and on, she's helped me resolve a lot of shit. She's helped me look within. She's helped me become who I knew I could always become. Just a good person. I've always been a good person, though. But I've learned to be the good person for me. I've learned to step away from relationships that no longer serve me. And because people have walked away from me because I no longer serve them with some of the janky shit I was doing. The only thing we probably are doing different is I wish them well. I wish them well on their journeys, and I hope somehow, some way that they wish me some goodwill, which I know a lot of them didn't, because in the recent ceremony, after cutting so many damn soul ties and some shit that was lingering, man, the shady shit people wish on you, not knowing or knowing, it's kind of fucked up. So yeah, I severed all soul ties recently. I didn't call that energy back. They can keep it because during that time they needed it, and I wouldn't want it back anyway, because that's aspects and parts of me that don't serve me anymore either. I really wish and hope a lot of goodwill towards people. I really do, because that's just me now. Where before I'd been, motherfuck them. Fuck these motherfuckers. They kiss my ass. Even despite the fact of what's going on in the world today, I don't wish no ill will on Orange Face Dude and his Children of the Corn followers. I don't. If anything, there's a ample amount of pity for them. The same go with Democrats. Democrats get the same kind of empathy and pity from me, because we would do so much. I'm independent. I'm fuck politics. They would get so much more done if they worked together as Americans, not their goddamn party. The magic they would make, we'd probably solve shit within a week, man. All of us would. When I see stuff like that going on, it helps me work through some things like, do I want to be like this? Do I want to act like this anymore? Do I regret doing this? Do I regret doing that? No, I have no regrets about doing anything in my life anymore, because those are lessons that had to happen. And these past 10 years, from writing 3 poetry books, 4 poetry books. Yeah, four poetry books that no one wanted. The 4th one, no one wanted. They didn't, even though it was free. No one wanted it. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? Next time I'll charge, and then we'll see if you guys buy it then, fuckers. I did get my feelings about that one a little bit. And after a while, I was like, man, it's all good. It's all good. I did it. I just wanted to put it out there. I had stuff that was in my mind, and I wrote it down. Now I'm going more on the creative endeavors. You know, as y'all well know, my son is incarcerated right now. He's taking classes, college classes right now. That's made me look at my life again like, hey, you know what? I do miss school. I miss learning. I went and got my my ID reinstated back at CCC because there's some classes there that I've seen that I want to take. I want to keep growing and keep learning. And the cool thing about these classes is that I can take them online. I continue to grow. Where does that leave massage? I'm going to continue to keep my license, but I'm not going to do massage therapy anymore. Folks, 2 weeks ago, I was trying to open up a goddamn jar, and I couldn't open it. My damn hands were hurting so damn bad. They were so tight and so cramped up, I couldn't form a proper grip to grab that damn jar and turn. It took me and my mom both to open up that damn jar. And I told some folks about it. Well, maybe the jar was on too tight. No, that jar was not on tight. I couldn't turn it. Well, maybe, no. Quit trying to look at the good things, okay? Bad shit does happen. Well, I just don't like thinking negative. Well, that's probably why you're in the position you are now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there towards that person. I used to be a toxic positivity person where I just see the good things and everything. You know, there's no reason. It's all mindset. It's all this. It's all that. I've seen those people when bad shit happens. I've seen how they go from their, it's all fine and good and dandy and jolly and stuff like that to when the bad shit happens. Hey man, you know, what's going on? I'm like, uh-huh. What happened, Mr. or Mrs. Positivity? Yeah, life hit, huh? It's kind of fucked up because I do kind of take a little bit of a joy out of that, because you got to take the good with the bad, the sweet with the sour. And in those 10 years, there was more sour than there was sweet. But the sweet moments also helped make the bad moments disappear. I think the biggest lesson I've taken away from the past 10 years is everything's going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Keep taking risks. Take those chances. Continue to invest in myself. And most of all, continue to bet on myself. Continue to be better than I was yesterday, but don't leave some of those spaces behind, because those lessons are valuable. But also learn to cut the skin from the heel of stuff that no longer serves you. And sometimes people hate hearing that, because right away they think it's about them. It's not about them. I have firm boundaries set in place now for my protection. And a lot of folks, and I've noticed, because I was one of these people, whenever someone would tell me about their boundaries, and sometimes they would say certain things that you know deep down is about your ass, but it's at the same time, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about them not allowing certain things in their life. I don't know. There's so many lessons I've learned, but the biggest ones that, just bet on myself, continue to invest in myself, continue to believe in myself. And it's okay to walk away from things that no longer serve you. I love it. I don't know how many summers left. I'm 53 years old. Willing, I have another 100. That would be nice if I had another 100 summers. Damn. I'd really have to be on my health and be in top shape. But hopefully I have another 50 summers of natural life. That's not counting maybe a car accident or some other stupid bullshit happening. I told myself, you will not spend the rest of your life wondering, is this person good for me? Are we still friends? Am I a good friend to them? Am I going to take a risk and go over here? Am I going to let my life just live out this way? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? The voices that were in my head before about my life are no longer there. And I've pretty much spoken about what those voices were before and who they were. They're no longer in my head. This is my life. I will run someone the fuck over now who wants to stand in the way of my damn life. Not going to happen. I no longer want to work or be around people who don't want to expand and grow. Okay, sure, you can have it your way, but here's the group. Group comes first. Okay, the group comes first. Because if I can put aside my shit, you can too. And if you feel you can't, then we don't need to be in the group. Straight up. I want to be creative. I want to be around people who want to expand and grow on their creative endeavors. I want to be around people who want to laugh and live, go on adventures and shit like that. Those are my people, the misfits. The other beautiful thing I learned, just real quick before I end this, living in Prescott Valley and Prescott, where a lot of folks say, oh, it's not about race. Quit thinking about race. They make it so much about fucking race and religion. They made me fall in love with this beautiful, brown, bald motherfucker who looks at himself in the mirror every day and realizes, dude, you have something other motherfuckers hate. Thank you. Thank you to the spirits above. Thank you to Source for bringing me back as a black man. Thank you for showing me that our people are worth a damn, despite the fact that many people, oh, I can be, yeah, I know them. We can be friends. We're friends, but they don't know us. I've taken time out to learn different races and different cultures. And some races and cultures are fucking fascinating as shit. We all have a history. Okay. We all have a history. But some of their histories are just bad ass. They're deep. They have roots and they're cool. And me being in this skin, I really feel I was brought back like this in order to help with the struggle of said people. Even though I'm too black for the Mexicans, I'm too Mexican for the blacks, I've learned to be just right for me. But I will help my fellow black or Mexican in whatever they need. I'll help anybody with whatever they need. But I will help my people first before anyone else. Sometimes, no, we don't deserve it. No, we don't deserve that pity and stuff like that, because sometimes of the way we just act. But then again, natives act the same way. They got their ways. White folks got their ways. Other races got their ways. But with mine in particular, seeing all the shit that's going on, especially with this Cheeto head fucker making us public enemy number one, and a lot of folks say, no, he hasn't. Okay, then why is he targeting us and not them? It's made me realize I have to love myself that much more. And it's all about love. Matter of fact, I love myself so much, I'm going to end this right here so I can go get in the shower and get ready for work. Folks, thank you for listening in. If you stayed this long, thank you. I appreciate you. Sometimes when I say things A lot of folks don't like it. And that's fine. You're not supposed to. If you've turned by now, this wasn't meant for you. For everyone who stuck around to the end, this was meant for you. Thank you. I love you. And I hope to see all of you guys soon. Stay in your creative endeavors. And if you are one of the few people who get in your feelings about this podcast and feel it's about you and want to keep your distance after that, please stay far as fuck away from me as you can. Because I'm done trying to satisfy every damn body else. That's what my life is not here for. Not to satisfy you. It's my time. It's Big Daddy's time. And I got to do what's right for me. Cool? I love you all. Thank you for listening again. And as always, mwah, peace.